Ladies and gentlemen, it's another Friday night. We in the building. Y'all know what it is. We here to talk sports. Short, simple, and sweet, but real to you. WNBA playoffs. We got our MVP, most improved player. Our I forgot the technical term, but the highest score per game, rebounder per game, assist person per game. They got their awards. You know, we've already through the first round because the WNBA don't play. They start on Sunday. By the next Sunday, you almost through the second round. Okay, because these are the best two out of three. These ain't the best three out of five or nothing like that in the first round. We got NCAA college football. Y'all know we do our thing with that every week. We got the Thursday night game, and we got the NFL picks. Sure to go wrong if I'm making them, but hey, that's what we're here for. We guessing. We don't know. We can't see the future. If we could, somebody better be putting some money on something and let me get a cut. You feel me? But I'm joined as always by my co-host, the one and the only.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Steven Box.
Yo. And this week we have a special returning guest. We're gonna call him a cousin that stopped through sometime though. Coach Dante. What up, coach?
What's good, y'all? Thank y'all for having me on. Like I say, hey, promote high school young athletes. So I'm all around, always busy. So just had a free time today, so I thought I'd just step in with y'all, my family, and just talk ball, man. I love that. That's what I love to do. I love to talk ball.
Hey, we feel that. We feel that. So before we get moving any further, we just want to remind the good people who they listening to and why. So if it's your first time, your last time, your only time, or you listening to this later, to
The
the
play
play
callers.
callers. All right, y'all. So we back in here and WNBA time. Y'all know WNBA is growing. A lot of people watching. There's a few people that people are really kind of gravitating towards, I'm gonna say. And we're gonna really talk about all of them in this little segment right here. But Coach Dante is an aficionado of the WNBA. I hear me talk WNBA every week, so I'm gonna give y'all the pleasure of listening to somebody else talk WNBA. How about that? Coach Dante,
Yo.
we had 8 teams that started the playoffs. We previewed them last week. I correctly, and I ain't even gonna pat myself on the back because it was very clear. Picked the 4 teams that moved on. So talk to us about the first round. Would you like for me to go through each game for you, or you
Yeah.
just want to hit all four of them?
Go to each game and I hit it off. I finish it from there.
All right, bet. So we started round one. See, this is the kind of stuff that be hurting, bro. The first game was the New York Liberty with Atlanta Dream at
Oh
the New
yeah,
York
I
Liberty.
had to sense that. I know that voice. I had to sense that, yo.
Yeah. All I got to say about the Atlanta Dream, Coach Dante, they made the playoffs. They got some experience.
Yep.
The as my boy Cole Johnson like to say, the Brooklyn Liberty, because he said he ain't calling them New York because they don't play in New York. Handled business with the Dream, beat them 2-0, much more superior and complete team. So not surprised that they lost. Just happy that for once we actually did get in the playoffs, and some people did show up and maybe got some experience, so they'll be ready, for the next future. Hopefully, we'll do a little bit better next year. Your thoughts on the Dream New York Liberty series, Coach?
Well, I can't say this because, like I said, my team stunk itself this year because of the injuries, a lot of injuries that we had. But other than that, a 15 and 25 team. I mean, again, that makes it seem like that's just how bad every other team was at the
Y'all was
bottom.
only like what, one game out? Yeah,
He's
only
only
one game out.
a couple of games out, but yeah, that just told you how the bottom of the barrel was how bad that was in the first place. But I mean, you gotta give credit to New York Liberty. They did what they supposed to do. They beat the team that they supposed to beat. I think the Atlanta Dream still got some interesting pieces. I think Ryan Howard still is going to develop into a stud in this WNBA if she's not already. Tina Charles came on strong. I mean, Alicia Gray. I mean, she got to step her game up a little bit more. But overall, I mean, the Liberty just had too much firepower in this series. I mean, when you have one of the best players in the WNBA, Brianna Stewart, and also Ionescu, who can catch on fire, who at any point of time.
And she did in game 2.
Yep. And Banaja Laney, you have Balaja Laney. You have just so much. You have so much more than Atlanta Dream. I mean, it's just almost like Atlanta just didn't have a chance to win this series. You just happened to be you just almost happy to be in the playoffs, and that was successful right there for the Atlanta Dream by just being there. But other than that, it just comes down to not too much to say. It just comes down to 32-8. 32-8 New York Liberty, just overall better team, better coaching, better everything, better towel boys, better water boys, better everything than Atlanta Dream was. That's just all it came down to. They did what they're supposed to do.
You won't get a word out of me. Next game or next series, we had the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun. So Caitlin Clark had a decent playoff numbers. Team, not so well. Connecticut, again, you look at this series, if you don't expect Connecticut to sweep, then you have not any clue about the WNBA. What's your thoughts, Coach?
Just another team who's supposed to win the series. I mean, I got Connecticut as my dark horse to win the WNBA title. I don't think they will win it, but they're my dark horse. They got a great defensive team. I mean, they got so much height on the team. Nelson Adota gets you good height up in the middle. You had Brianna Jones. When they lost to the Liberty last year, I thought they actually competed. Competed last year. I thought Brianna Jones, when she tore her Achilles in that Seattle game, I thought that really hurted them last year. Now that they got Brianna Jones. By the way, Brianna Jones is if you don't know who she is, she's one of the best offensive rebounders in the WNBA, by the way. Alyssa Thomas, she's just a point guard. She's just a point guard, triple-double machine of the WNBA. She's a beast. And her wife, DeWanna Bonner, still can get the job done. Still can score the basketball. And Ty Harris has been a great player of that team, great shooter of the squad as well. So you have and then Dejanay Carrington. You can't forget about her defense and her shooting ability and who outplayed her wife on the other side of things. But it's just a team that's supposed to win the series. I mean, Indiana, they had a great bounce back season. You got Caitlin Clark over there, who's done pretty well. Barry had a fantastic season. I mean, you got thank Kelsey Mitchell who can fill it up, and thank God. I've been craving for Kelsey Mitchell to get in the starting lineup over Erica Wheeler, who Erica Wheeler has not given the Indiana Fever absolutely nothing during the season. I had no idea why she started over Kelsey Mitchell, but we didn't know that. We don't know that, so we would never know that. But now we know Kelsey Mitchell should have been in that starting lineup. Now she finished in that starting line. It's just, again, another team that played a better overall team. And by the way, it don't look like Alyssa Smith is very happy in her situation. Look like she's on the way up out of Indiana. So that's going to be a key loss for the Indiana Fever.
So, Coach Dante, while we're talking about Indiana and Connecticut, I think a couple of ladies on those squads got some awards. Like a Rookie of the Year for the Indiana Fever, one Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
She also was the leading assist person per game. She got an award for that as well. And then Dejanay Carrington, wasn't she the one that got most improved player?
Most improved player, yep.
Yeah. So shout out to those ladies and the awards. You notice those are playoff teams that have these people winning awards.
Yep.
Yep. So next series, Phoenix Mercury, Minnesota Lynx. This was a competitive series.
Yeah.
But we knew who was better. I'm not even going to play no games. Phoenix has Kalia Copper and two ladies who are on their last legs. Minnesota has a team.
Yep.
So Minnesota wins. I'm not surprised.
Down to it. I mean, and then plus Minnesota has the best player on the floor too. The
Oh,
team
yeah.
they have a better team. They has the best player on the floor also, and Navisa Collier, who's a walking
Yes.
machine. They have the best player on the floor in the series. Khalil Copper is a good pickup for the Phoenix Mercury. I think it's a long time coming for Diana Taurasi. She scored 21 in game one, but I think her time is coming to an end soon. But I mean, again, Minnesota, they're a great team. Another team. I mean, it's another team that you can predict winning the series. That you can predict winning the series that is better. I mean, you have Alana Smith, who's really good on the defensive side of the basketball. Bridget Carlton, who can shoot the ball. Just overall, better team. Overall, better team. Another team. There's nothing more need to be said about this series. When you expect the team to win, that they won. Every team that we expected to win, pretty much, no matter if it was the Connecticut Sun or the Lynx or the Aces, you expected them to win the series, and that's what they went out there and done. They went out there and handled business. And now we get into the meat potatoes of the finalists coming up.
Yep. So speaking of the Vegas Aces, they handled business with the Seattle Storm. The Seattle Storm was another team that they gave them a fight,
Yep.
but it wasn't enough of a fight. But they did give them a fight.
Yep. I mean, like I said, Seattle Storm, they had some interesting pieces. I mean, Skylar Diggins Smith. I mean, you have Agumake on that team. You have Mercedes Russell, Drew Lloyd. I don't like the way she scored 6 points in game one. That's very interesting right there. But when you have the best player probably that I will say in the league, to me is Asia Wilson. And you have so many, again, Chelsea Gray playing that playoff basketball. Chelsea Gray playoff basketball that she played when they won their first 2 championships. I mean, they just got too many weapons. I mean, that's what it comes down to, too many weapons. Another team that just has too much. And again, great season for the Seattle Storm after probably being one of the worst teams last year. But this is a great bounce back season. They got a bright future over there with Jordan Harston and all of them. They got a bright future over there in Seattle.
Yep. So we're done with round one.
Mm-hmm.
Move on to round two, and we're gonna pick round two. So, game one, round two, number 1 seed New York Liberty versus the number 4 Vegas Aces. To me, Coach Dante, this is a finals matchup that we're getting in the semifinals. I'm loving it, and I'm very excited.
Yep.
Only one of them can win. I've said all along I believe the Aces are going to three-peat.
Yep.
I do believe they've been on cruise control throughout the regular season. The Brooklyn Liberty are a good team, a very good team. But I don't think they're quite ready for this onslaught. We about to get playoff Asia, right? We about to get Kelsey playing like she did in the playoffs last year.
Yep.
Right? They've got all their pieces back, except for their rookie, who obviously is not going to make it, but they've found ways to incorporate others to kind of do what she was doing for them since she's not there. I'm going Vegas all day.
I'm going Vegas.
It may take 3 games.
Yep.
I'm going Vegas.
I'm going Vegas Aces as well. I mean, till you beat the team, till you show you can beat them, hey, get out there and beat them. I mean, you have the best player in the WNBA. You have the best player in the WNBA. You have Chelsea Gray, who can score down the stretch, get your buckets behind the stretch. You have Kelsey Plum. You have Jackie Young, who also can put the ball in the basket. You have also a veteran on that team, and I keep forgetting her name. Her name Alicia something. But she's a very good shooter, very great shooter. Other than that, I'm taking Aces.
And Edwards, the one they got from
it's the ones they got from the Mystics.
Chicago.
They got her from the Mystics.
That's the one from the Mystics. Okay, you're right.
She came from the Mystics, and she won the title with them last year.
Yeah, because Chicago got rid of their best shooter too.
Yeah.
And it hurt. While we're talking this series real quick, shout out Asia Wilson, points per game leader, and of course, the unanimous reigning and defending back-to-back
MVP. Yep.
And if you thought it was going to be anybody else, you a clown. You a clown. All right, we got another matchup, Coach. Number 2 Minnesota Lynx versus number 3 Connecticut Sun. I'm gonna let you pick this one first because I still got to think about this one for a minute. This one's hard for me.
My dark horse was the Connecticut Sun, and I'm gonna take the Connecticut Sun to win this series. I think it's gonna be a close series. I like Connecticut's defense. I like Dejanay Carrington defense on the perimeter. I like Brianna Jones being able to get rebounds inside. I like AT, even though she cannot really shoot, but she's gonna find a way to either get her teammates involved and impact the score, impact her other teammates, and be able to play some good defense. Connecticut is a very sound physical defensive team, and for you to beat Minnesota, you need a team like that can slow the game down, that can dominate on the boards, and also the Juana Bonner can shoot the basketball from anywhere, can also score inside. Ty Harris can shoot from the 3-point line as well. Livia Nelson-Adota can come in and burn up some of those minutes in the inside. Overall, I like their defense. I like their tough physical defense. And Stephanie White got this team playing really, really good. And now that they're healthy, I like their chances of beating Minnesota. Minnesota has great defense as well. They possibly have the best score on the floor. But I'm gonna take Connecticut's defense to slow it down a little bit, and I think they would dominate on the glass. I think they would dominate on the glass with that big lineup that they play. So I'm gonna take Connecticut to win this series in a close series.
I'm gonna have to go with Minnesota. It's tight, it's close, but I'm gonna go Minnesota. Coach has already kind of given me the reason, so we ain't gonna take the time to rehash what's already been said correctly. Yeah, I'm just leaning the other way. I'm going with Minnesota. We talked about Minnesota. Yep. I think the best player in this series is also in Minnesota.
Yep.
So hopefully she can dominate because the best player in the other series is on Las Vegas.
Yep.
So I'm picking the two best players teams to win.
Yep.
That's the logic I'm rolling with. So hate it or love it. That's how I'm coming with it.
Yep.
All right, y'all. So I appreciate you, Coach Dante. It's good to have a fresh voice from time to time, especially with WNBA. You know.
Yep.
So we talking about that. We probably got about one more week to talk WNBA.
One more week to talk WNBA. It'll be over with.
But then college basketball is going to come up.
Yep.
So be ready for that too. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and move on. And my man, Stephen Box, is here, but we've been saving his voice. You know what I'm saying? So that we can get the NCAA football aficionado talk to us about some NCAA football with Coach Dante and myself. So we're switching gears over to week, y'all. 5. Hear me. Week 5. College football. We already there. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. So, any surprises? Any quick thoughts from last week? Or we just gonna go ahead and slide into our picks for this week?
I want to put something out there, Cool McCain. If you don't mind, Coach Dante, putting a little something out there. Because when I want people to listen to me when I really say this, I know I gave this dude. I was in and out on this dude when I first saw him play at the University of Clemson, and this dude just not a good quarterback. Let's just put it out there. I know he played for Clemson. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I call him Durag DJ. The name DJ Uyunglele. But this guy absolutely sucks, bro. He absolutely is a bad quarterback. I mean, I know he had a subpar season in Oregon State, but you this bad in Florida State? You 0-3? You can't hit a wide open receiver in the end zone. Y'all here throwing interceptions. I know Georgia's one thing, but Georgia making you look bad, over there in Clemson. But this guy looked bad all through that season to the point where we had to be benched during that Clemson season. Then he transfers. That you're a bad quarterback when you transfer from place to place. That's when you're a bad quarterback, or when you're a bad player, probably in general. But I just have to put this on a limb. DJ Uyunglele just not a good quarterback. That just is what it is. He's just not a very good quarterback. And Florida State is not looking good for them guys right now. I think they need to consider a quarterback change. I just really do think they need to consider a quarterback change. Maybe things get together, maybe things don't. But I just have to put this out there. DJ U is just a bad quarterback. That's just all it is. I just have to put that out there.
Box, being that you are a Florida State fan, man. I'm sure you would like to add something to that.
So, Coach, you about to make me do something I really don't want to do. Okay. Um, I don't want to defend this dude at all. But but you gonna make me have to defend him a little bit, okay?
Oh
Because
my God. Okay, you're a Florida State fan.
well, no, listen, let me be very blunt up front here. I want to see what our backup quarterback can do. Okay, I'm done with the DJU experiment. Okay, do not get it twisted.
Okay.
But I do want to point out two things, two small corrections to what you just said. Number one is we are 1-3, sir. 1-3. Okay,
It's still bad. That's still bad. It don't matter if it's
but it's better than 0-3. Okay. You wouldn't. We got one win. You will not take it away from us, sir.
I ain't no, my bad. I didn't even know y'all had one win, but it's still a bad time. My bad. I got you.
Yeah. Then on top of that, last year he actually did have a good season at Oregon State. It wasn't a great season. It wasn't like a Heisman season, but it was a good season. So there was some expectation that maybe he could come in and further develop. That hasn't happened. Now, it's not all his fault. The offensive line has played horribly. Wide receivers have dropped the football. And there has been some times where Mike Norvell's play calling has been highly questionable. So it's not all DJ's fault. But I will say this. The reason I want the backup quarterback and the reason I'm done with this dude above all else is no matter how many good throws he makes, no matter how many flashes of talent he shows, this man is like, what, a 5th, 6th-year senior?
Yep.
And he still has, every time that the defense brings an extra guy, he has no idea what a hot read is. He doesn't know what to do. He literally panics like a deer in headlights. And I'm sick and tired of watching it.
And there you have it. Florida State fan. And pretty much, what, about 92% agreement with Coach Dante?
Yeah, about 92. I mean, it was mostly not getting credit for that win we had last week.
It's no excuses. There's no excuses to be a 50th senior be that bad of a quarterback. You can't be that bad. You can't be that bad of a quarterback.
And the thing about it, bro, he makes just enough throws that you know why people are hopeful, right? Like you make some throws, you like
gold.
Make
he fools gold.
Right.
Oh, shout out Real Wise Radio. We live right now. You can hear us. Shout out 502 Angel Radio, another place that you can catch PlayCallers. But
so go. Real quick, on last week, we'll talk about teams who are in the top 25. Florida State is not one of them, unfortunately, anymore. But there was a couple of upsets last week, and a couple of close ones. Texas A&M had a little bit of a scare against Bowling Green. That was a close one. I did actually successfully call this one last week. I ain't gonna say I got them all right, but I got this one right. I told y'all NIU made their entrance in the top 25 and they will be leaving it immediately. And Buffalo pulled the upset. So I actually did call that one. The shocker for me, honestly, was that Michigan beat USC. I really thought that USC was about to go in there and mollywop them boys. But Michigan pulled it out. I mean, there was one I'm trying to find that was like just a beat down that nobody even saw coming. I don't see it.
Well, if you do find it, man, just let us know. We're gonna go ahead and hop into these picks. Week 5, y'all. Freaking 5 already.
Oh, it was BYU beat number 13 K-State 38-9.
I did not see K-State losing the game, not unless getting dogged like that. But it happened. Dog walked them. They was Rick James at Charlie Murphy house.
Yep.
So it happens from time to time, man. That's what I love the most about college football. You can't pick them, You know it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of can you pick the right ones. You know it's gonna happen. That's why
Yep.
we do a upset watch and a straight out upset every week because we know it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of picking where it's gonna be at.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So right now, going on, we got Virginia Tech, quote unquote challenge for the Miami Hurricanes, traveling to Coral Gables to play them. Miami is ranked number 7. Virginia Tech is not ranked. Gentlemen, we know I'm going Miami. Coach Dante, who you got?
Miami, they already up 14-7.
See, I wasn't gonna tell people that, but yeah.
Nah.
Now you good. Box.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what the score is right now, I'm also going to go Miami.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that they're actually jumping on early because I've been seeing them kind of take a little bit of time to get going the first few weeks. But hey, I'll take whatever happens.
Yep.
All right, so then we're gonna move on to Saturday. And again, if you haven't been watching, we just going in the order of ranking, like the highest ranked team is playing instead of the time frame. So we'll throw the time frames out too. 4:15 p.m. Eastern. Mississippi State travels to Coach Dante's Texas Longhorns. Coach Dante, I want to speak for you and Box on this one. And if y'all disagree, you can let me know. Texas.
Taking Texas. Taking Texas right now.
Obviously.
Now here's a good one. Now here's a good one. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You could top 5 matchup, game of the week. Honestly, probably game of the season so far. Number 2 Georgia traveling to Tuscaloosa to play number 4 Alabama. Box, you in Georgia. No, you're not a Georgia fan, but you in Georgia. Who you got?
Let me tell you, Georgia has had a chip on their shoulder since the SEC championship game last year.
Mm-hmm.
They going out to Tuscaloosa on business, bro. And I think they're walking out with that dub.
Is it business or is it business?
Oh, it's business. Business.
Business. Okay.
It's the combination of the two.
Is it business with a D? Okay. Say
all-
less. Coach Dante, who you got?
I'm gonna take Georgia. I'm gonna take Bama. My bad. I'm gonna take Bama. Right here at home. Like Bama offense. Georgia's defense is stout. Sometimes they play below the competition. They play just like they played against Kentucky. Played against Kentucky. Their defense was on point. Offense shuts down in times. I'm gonna take Bama winning this game. I think it's gonna be a close defensive battle. So I'm gonna take Bama.
Now, Coach, I will just point out that Kentucky always plays Georgia tight.
Yeah.
That's their bugaboo.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Georgia as well. I agree with Box in the fact that they this is business for them. BID. They stand on business. BIDNESS business. So I agree with Coach Dante. The close game part. I just feel it's gonna go Georgia way. But Coach Dante does make a good point. It is home. Yep. I don't consider either one of these teams winning the update. Upset because it is a top 5 match.
This game can go either way. It can go either way.
All right. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern, number 3 Ohio State travels to Michigan State. I'm going to Ohio State. Coach, who you got?
You can pass on me. You already know what I'm taking.
That means he's taking Ohio State, y'all. And Box.
I'm just gonna say, as you should, sir. As you should.
All right, then we got another easier matchup for a top 10 team. We'll say 12 p.m. Eastern. Kentucky travels to Ole Miss. Definitely taking Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean Kentucky played Georgia really tough, but again, that's a team that they just play that well. I'm going to go Ole Miss.
That's just a good matchup for them. Coach,
beat down.
All right. Speaking of beat down, 11 p.m. Eastern, number 8 Oregon travels to UCLA. Going to Oregon. Not that far to travel to UCLA for Oregon. They've been playing them for years and beating them for years.
Yeah.
Coach, who you got?
I'm gonna say Oregon win, but I think it's gonna be closer than when it is. But I'll take Oregon.
That's fair. That's fair. Box.
Yeah, I'm going to Oregon, but this is upset watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We got number 19 Illinois traveling to number 9 Penn State. I'm gonna pick Penn State to win this game, but I'm gonna put this one on upset alert.
Yeah, this is another one you could definitely put on upset alert, but I'm also gonna go Penn State.
I'm gonna go with the
All right,
upset.
Coach.
I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm taking Illinois to win this game. I'm gonna go with the upset.
All right. So a little bit more comfortable with his decision, Coach Dante, is than me, but I feel like it definitely could happen. All right, then we have Arizona traveling to Utah to play Utah. Utah is ranked number 10. I am going to pick Utah in this game.
Yep, me too.
I'm taking Utah.
Clean sweep, Utah. That means y'all in trouble. No, I'm just playing. All right, then at 12 noon, we've got Minnesota traveling to the unexpected number 12, Michigan. I see Michigan getting some momentum. I'm going to pick Michigan.
The Golden Gophers are gonna get beat down. Going Michigan.
I'm taking. I don't feel comfortable about. The only thing I feel comfortable about Michigan is their running game. Orgy is not a good throwing quarterback. He's more of a running quarterback. But I would still take Michigan to handle business at home. At home.
That's all they need this week, Coach. That's all they need.
Michigan.
That's why you're picking them.
I'll take
All right,
Michigan.
then 3:30 p.m. Eastern. We got Wisconsin traveling to USC to play the Trojans.
Yes. SC lost again last week. They shouldn't have lost. Bounce back week.
Coach, who you got?
Yeah, I think USC got to blow out some self-esteem for what happened to them last week. They were up by as much as 10 in that game. They came back. They fought so hard to get up. Then for them to come back down and lose the game just like that, I think they come out with a mad spell on them and take it out on Wisconsin at home. I think they win this game.
Yep, I got the Trojans beating the Badgers. No diddy. All right. Then we got 7:45 p.m. South Alabama traveling to number 14 LSU. We talked about how a lot of teams were past their cupcake games. LSU was not.
Red velvet.
Right. Lemon. Whatever. Chocolate. Whatever kind of cake you like.
We're all going LSU. We'll just move on.
Absolutely.
The scrimmage game.
Coach.
Yeah, this is
I don't
scrimmage.
want to try to speak for nobody, but I can speak for him on this. I agree, Coach. It's scrimmage.
Yeah.
3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 15 Louisville. 6 travels to 16 Notre Dame. You know what? I'm gonna go Notre Dame. I think Louisville's playing well, but I think Notre Dame, they had that embarrassing game. And sometimes when you have one of them, it's not just a 1 week galvanization. It follows you. And I think Notre Dame's got this in the back of their mind. I think they're gonna get it. Tight, but I think they get it done. And this is 15 versus 16, y'all.
I'm going Louisville.
I mean, it's 15 versus 16. You can't really be wrong with whoever you pick until the game's over.
I'm taking Louisville. Every time you have some glimmer of hope that Notre Dame could be good and be a playoff team, losses to Ball State and stuff like that, that kills you. That hurts you. And Notre Dame been doing this same crap every single season. And I'm gonna take Louisville right here. I'm gonna take Louisville.
Not having it, huh?
Let me put it like this for you, cool. Outside of the obvious matchups, like LSU versus South Alabama, This is my lock of the week.
Okay.
That's how confident I am in it.
All right. Okay. All right. Then we have at 7 p.m. Eastern, Stanford traveling to number 17 Clemson. I'm picking Stanford. I don't trust Clemson.
Same
I have
way.
no trust in Clemson.
So I believe this is Stanford's first ACC game.
Yeah.
So this is their welcome. Cal lost their welcome last week. Just in case you're wondering, coach, that's who we beat. And I'm gonna say that after we beat SMU this week, Stanford's gonna make it 0-3 for the new kids in the ACC. I'm going Clemson.
Coach, who you got?
I'm going Stanford. I can't. I don't trust Clemson. Same way I don't trust Notre Dame. I just can't do it with Clemson. I gotta go. I'm going Stanford.
Yeah, I feel it. All right. Then it's 7 p.m. Eastern. We got number 18 Iowa State traveling to Houston. Iowa State better win this game. Period. Don't play Iowa State.
Yeah, unless this is the Houston Texans, I'm going to Iowa State.
And it's definitely not the Houston Texans. It's the Cougars.
Iowa State is gonna win. I got Iowa State.
I will say this, man. I'm enjoying the amount of top 25 matchups we have this week. We got another one. Number 20, Oklahoma State, and number 23, Kansas State. This is 12 p.m. noon. Kansas State is coming off of a tough loss. I think there's been a little level of exposure that's happened to them. Oklahoma State will come into Kansas State and give them that business.
You know, I usually feel like I like for a team to be able to bounce back, but I think this is going to be one of those when it rains it pours situations. I'm actually going to Oklahoma State as well.
All right.
I agree. I'm going with Oklahoma State.
Okay. Y'all be agreeing with me much. You know what I'm saying? All right. Y'all
How
probably
you
wouldn't
agree
like
with?
me saying it, All right. 21 Oklahoma at 3:40 p.m. Eastern, traveling to Auburn. I'm gonna go Auburn. This is a game Auburn can win.
This is like the can't trust them bowl.
It's like 15 versus 16. Like
I'm gonna go Oklahoma because I think they got more to prove, and I don't trust either team.
Okay. You gotta pick somebody, right? Unless you're gonna do a tie.
Yeah.
I'm with cool. I gotta go with Auburn. The way it's just the way. Like Jackson Arnold, all he did was give gifts away to Tennessee last weekend. That's all he did. I mean, every time Oklahoma get a ball right back to the offense, Jackson Arnold, here you go, just give it away, just throw it away. I think the coach should have set him down earlier. He should have set him down early in the game. He let the game get out of hand. Then he want to bring the freshman back in. Now I think he's playing. I think he's a starter, been named a starter, but I'm going with Auburn. I'm going with Auburn. That was just a pathetic performance by Jackson Arnold against Tennessee last week.
Fair enough. All right, then we have number 22 BYU traveling to Baylor. BYU is looking strong right now. Let's keep it going. They go to Baylor, and Baylor loses the game at home.
I agree.
I think beatdown is going to happen in Baylor.
Okay. So another clean sweep. All right. 3:30 p.m. Unranked Arkansas travels to number 24 Texas A&M. Texas A&M is hanging on by a thread. And Arkansas is a lighter. And do you know what happens when a lighter hits thread? It snaps. Arkansas.
Yeah, I just have a hard time trusting Texas A&M right now. I will say this is what it's going to come down to. If they go with the freshman quarterback, they will win this game. But if they decide to go back to the guy that's been playing quarterback, they're going to lose this game.
Okay.
Again, another clean sweep. I'm going with Arkansas. I'm going with Arkansas.
Yeah, it's not that difficult for choice.
Yeah.
All right, you got Washington State traveling to Boise State. One thing to me about Boise State, once they get that number behind their name, they ain't giving that up easy. They
Mhm.
win this game. They gonna have you out there discombobulated on that blue field.
Washington State out here fighting for the lifeline and the pride of the Pac-2.
Hey, sir, that is soon to be the Pac-6. FYI.
Well, what they're about to be is the pack of losers because they'll pick up Boise State in this game.
That.
I'm going with Boise State as well, man. I'm taking Boise State.
All right. Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is normally where we hit you with our little quick commercial break. But you know what? We going commercial free this week. And we're going to ride it on through to the end. Got a couple of comments. We trying to wait for the right time to slide them in so we can get through these topics. Damien says, I hear Diddy. With two looking eyes, a laughing, crying emoji, and a rolling laughing emoji. That's probably what he heard. All right. And Damien says, the only Louisville team I trust is basketball. Laugh out loud.
They suck too. They suck too.
And he says that's like picking Bengals versus Browns. Laugh out loud. Come on, David, you're wrong for that. You're right, but you're wrong. Just so we're clear. All right, so guys, we had a game on Thursday night. Two teams showed up. I'm still considered nobody really cared about winning. But two teams did show up, and somebody had to win the game. We did accurately pick the winner, but again, this is one of those games where I'm not, honking my horn or tooting my horn or whatever, because I was accurately able to pick the Dallas Cowboys to beat one of the 5 worst teams right now in the NFL. So, Box, any thoughts on the Thursday night game between the Cowboys?
I mean, you said two teams showed up. I think the more appropriate way to say is the two teams were present on the field because nobody showed up. This was a ugly football game. The first half was marred by penalties. The second half was marred by just horrible play. Both quarterbacks actually played decently, but they just didn't get a lot of help from other guys. Malik Neighbors did start to come alive in the second half, hoping that he's okay from the concussion that he got. So hopefully he's okay. Also, a lot of injuries in the second half of this game, including a couple of really big ones for Dallas and Micah Parsons and Lawrence. So, we just go back to it all the time, man. The NFL loves to talk about player safety. Get rid of these Thursday games.
Coach Dante, any thoughts?
Very ugly game last night. I mean, I thought Malik Neighbors showed something. Showed some 11. He had 12 catches, 115 yards. Wandale Robinson was pretty solid for the Giants. Darius Slayton dropped 2 critical passes as well in the game. One going long. You got to catch that. You got to catch both of those, man. Then one on the 4th and 11. I thought it was low, but if you're a receiver, come on. You got to catch. You got to make that play. You got to make those plays. So I thought that was 2 critical points in the game that the Giants missed out on to win that game, to go down there and score. I thought the Giants defense did good. Brian Burns played a hell of a game in that game. Dallas, neither team has a running game. Neither team has not won a running game at all. So when you make these quarterbacks throw, they're not as successful as they could be in throwing the ball. But I thought the quarterbacks did solid last night, outside of Daniel Jones throwing the interception. But that's trying to make a play at the end of the game. So other than that, I just thought it was a sloppy game. I thought both defenses did well, but for the Giants, some critical penalty on third down when Devin Singletary was running the ball to the left side. They get a holding penalty. All of a sudden, he comes back. That's a big key in the game while they were driving to score a touchdown. That turned into a field goal later on. And then Darius Slayton, 20 to 15. You had two opportunities to make a play. You didn't drop. You dropped the ball. You dropped both of the passes. And Wandale Robinson over the middle, third down and 6. You got to make those plays. It wasn't a penalty. You hold your hand up like it was a penalty, but the ball goes right through your hand. So the Giants made some critical mistakes in this game. They gave the I thought they gave the Cowboys a victory though, by those drops and those the penalties that they had. And other than that, but the Giants just can't get up out of their own way. But neither of these, what I'm so disappointed in, neither of these guys, they don't have no running game. You can't, you're not winning in the NFL too much if you don't have a decent running game. They don't have no running game at all. So the Giants made some critical mistakes though. That's what it came down to. They had some key drops, key holding penalties. They had some critical plays that they should have made last night.
And the worst thing, on top of the critical plays and the drops, Daniel Jones had some bad underthrows too. There were times where he completely underthrew the route. It's like, bro, the dude is trying to dive back to get to the ball as well. So just a little dysfunction, a little discombobulation. I saw that with them as well. And that's the kind of thing that can hurt you.
Yep.
And it clearly hurt them. Cowboys, not impressive either. They just weren't as bad as the Giants. And I think, me and I was talking about that last week. The Cowboys should win, but it wasn't going to be impressive. And that's exactly what we got. All right, guys. So we'll go ahead and move to our picks for this week. All right. So we got the New Orleans Saints at 2-1, visiting the Atlanta Falcons, who are 1-2. It's 1 p.m. games until they switch. I'm going to go Atlanta at home. I think the book is out in New Orleans now. Somebody said last week New Orleans is as good as people try to make them out to be. You just got to get pressure and contain the run, and don't let Shaheed get these long pass plays by catching the ball and running 40 yards. It happened on Sunday. We all saw it. I think the book is out. Atlanta's defense is a lot better than some people are giving them credit for. This is a game to show it at home. All right, Coach,
I agree.
Go with you first. Oh, go ahead, Box.
I was going to say, I agree with what you say. Atlanta's defense is a lot better than what people think. And the thing is, what Atlanta is going to be able to field in terms of offensive talent is probably better than what Philadelphia was able to wrangle together with, like, have y'all receiving core out. So there's no reason to think that Atlanta is not going to be able to have some success offensively in this game. So I'm also going to go Atlanta.
I'm gonna take Atlanta as well. I think Jesse Bates being in that secondary makes a huge difference. Justin Simmons as well. I think that secondary plays some really good football. I like their secondary. I think they need to get the running game involved. The key is to get the running game involved. If you can get the running game involved on the Saints, I think that frees up a lot of Kirk Cousins making these easy throws to Drake London and Isaiah Rodgers and all of that. And Donnell Mooney has been really good, man. He's been a really good addition to the Atlanta Falcons team. So, yeah, I'm taking Atlanta.
All right. Now we have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to, even though they won last week, to me, the worst team in the NFL, Carolina Panthers. You play the Panthers, I'm going to pick you to win. If I happen to be wrong once or twice this season, I can live with that. I'm going Bengals.
Last week we had a shock. The Panthers actually beat the Raiders. Looked really good doing it. Cincinnati is a team that is desperate for a win because the Panthers might be the worst team in the league, but according to these records, the Bengals are worse. So the Bengals are going to want to do something about that. I've got them winning this week.
Not after this game, they won't be.
I got the Bengals winning this game. I think they come in with a chip on their shoulder after losing that Disappointing game to the Commanders. At home, by the way. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals. And again, I want to say something about the Carolina Panthers. I don't want to hear any more excuses about Bryce Young. You see what Andy Dalton did with the same team that Bryce Young had, the same receivers, the same offensive line, same running back. I don't want to hear no more excuses. He's in a bad situation. Don't want to hear no more excuses. Andy Dalton cured up all that. It was Bryce Young. It was Bryce Young, Bryce Young, Bryce Young. So other than that, I don't want to hear any more excuses because Andy Dalton with that same team put 36 on the Raiders. That supposed to be a good Raiders defense. He put 36 on the Raiders with that same squad. So I don't want to hear any more excuses.
Well, Coach, I will just say this: come back and talk to me about 3 or 4 weeks after there's a little bit of film and some people make some adjustments to the offense with Andy Dalton in there, and we'll know if it was just Bryce Young or if he was also surrounded by some bad players. So I'm not making any excuses for Bryce Young, but
No.
It's not just Bryce Young, in my opinion.
But I mean, I'm taking that for consideration. He couldn't even move the ball up the field. He couldn't even move the ball up the field. With that,
I'll say this.
Go ahead, cool.
No, I was going to say this. The Panthers look really good, reinvigorated with a different quarterback for 1 week. But make no mistake about it. You could put Andy Dalton back there. You can put Bryce Young back there. If you're not going to consistently be able to play to that level, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And the Panthers, they are a bad franchise. I agree with Box. To an extent, I agree with Coach Dante too. But my thing is this. You brought in Bryce Young. You clearly saw, you had to have saw through camp last year he was not ready to play in the NFL. But you decided you was going to go out there and throw him out there anyway. Yeah. Because your owner wanted him and nobody else in the organization wanted him. And it didn't work out. And instead of saying, we made the mistake last year, let's sit him, let Andy Dalton play, let him learn this year. Let's build his confidence up. Let's allow him to get better prepared to be an NFL quarterback. You threw him back out there with a bad team again. You got to win. A lot of people are going to take Coach Dante's side on and say, hey, clearly it was all Bryce Young or mostly Bryce Young. I cannot absolve a guy that looked as bad as Bryce Young did behind center. But watch this team the rest of the season. You'll see why they're going to have the number 1 pick, whether it's Andy Dalton or Bryce Young back there starting. They that bad.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, we got the Vikings traveling to the frozen tundras of Lambeau Field to play the Packers. This could be a return game for Jordan Love, FYI. If Jordan Love comes back, I think they still lose. I don't want to say this. Sam Darnold looks like a good NFL quarterback for the Vikings.
He does. You gotta give him credit, dude. He does.
Got to. I can't keep dogging this man, and he's getting it done every week.
I agree with you. I thought, but I've been on the line saying he's garbage, and yes, he. Now, I've been online. I'm admitted. Yeah, I've been online, but again, he looks like an actual NFL quarterback. You got to give credit where credit due up on that one. So, other than that, I think the Packers give them their first loss this weekend. Regardless if it's what Malik Willis, goddamn, actually look like a quarterback as well. Even though he for the last 2 weeks he's actually been doing really good as well. Josh Jacobs is coming on strong, but I like this Packers defense. I think they win this game in a close game at home. I think they win this game at home.
So for me, my actual worry is that Jordan Love is going to try to force his way back onto this field. And I don't know what his mobility is going to be. I don't know if he's really fully ready to be out there. And the one thing outside of the way that Sam Darnold is playing is giving this Minnesota team so much success right now is Brian Flores has gotten the guys that he needs to run the defense he wants to run. And he is bringing pressure from a lot of different places, and he's speeding up people's offenses, and he's messing up the timing. This Green Bay offense is the same offense that the 49ers run. It's the same offense that the Houston Texans run. And guess what? They have disrupted that offense 2 weeks in a row now. This will be number 3. I'm taking the Vikings.
All right, fair enough. All right, then we've got the Steelers versus the Colts. And this game is in Indianapolis, Indiana. If you know, you know.
I can't even.
I'm gonna go Steelers. The Colts just don't do it for me. I've been off the Anthony Richardson train since he was drafted. If you go back and watch him at Florida, I'm not saying this kid can't develop because you get with the right staff and they develop you, but he's nowhere near there yet. Going Steelers.
I did pick the Colts to beat the Bears last week. I'm not picking them this week though. I'm going Steelers.
I'm going Steelers. The Steelers defense has been awesome. And now Anthony Richardson has another problem. You think he can't sit back and throw in the pocket? Watch what the Steelers do. I mean, if you just take the explosive plays away from Anthony Richardson, not let him get outside of the pocket, that's when you're gonna have trouble. When you actually make him sit in the pocket, you've seen how inaccurate he is throwing the football. And plus, I mean, I think they got some key injuries as well that's going to be out this week as well. So that doesn't help them. And Justin Fields is playing really good. He's not turning the football over. They're running the ball, but that defense from the Steelers that defense being selfish right now. So I'm taking that Steelers defense in Indianapolis.
The only quarterback I've seen recently with worse decision-making skills than Anthony Richardson under pressure is DJU.
And Caleb Williams. And speaking of Caleb Williams, the Rams play the Bears in Chicago next week. The Bears are one of those teams I'm like, bro, I have to start picking against y'all too. The Rams are going to probably start Tutu Atwell, Denard Robinson, or D. Robinson, whatever that man's name is that didn't even play well last week, and some guys off the street at wide receiver, and they're still going to beat the Bears.
The 49ers apparently thought the game ended in the second half, in the second quarter, and just basically just stopped playing against the Rams and blew the game. I'm giving the Rams absolutely no credit for anything they did last week. I think the Bears defense holds them in check and wins this game.
I'm taking the Chicago Bears in this game. It would not shock me if they lose this game. If the Rams want to win this game,
the Rams lose against.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Coach.
No, I said the only way I can, if I see the Bears for the Rams can win this game, if they can force turnovers on Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has been very turnover prone so far, and that they can put pressure on them. I think they have a good chance of keeping the game close and winning this game. But I'm gonna take the Bears because I like the Bears defense.
Oh, he's gonna turn it over. You know he is. He's giving that ball up.
But you know the guy on the other side is gonna probably have some turnovers too.
I don't know. They might run the ball 40 times with Kyron Williams. Like, forget it.
I mean, if they do, then they'll have a chance to win.
Yeah. All right. So the last 1 p.m. game, one of extreme importance to me, Philadelphia Eagles and Tampa Bay, in what's going to probably be a sloshy mud pit, thanks to the tornado, hurricanes, and all that stuff. Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Y'all know I'm picking the Eagles. I just have one request. Jalen Alexander Hurts. Can you please stop listening to Nicholas Tight Pants Sirianni? Go out there and play mother freaking football. Kellen Moore, pull your coach aside and say, Coach, we can't be going for it on fourth every time. We got to be better than that. And as far as our DC goes, Fangio, stay on the other side of the building from Nikki Tight Pants, and we should be all right.
Nikki Tight Pants got a little Dan Campbell in him.
No, he got a little Tony Khan in him.
But it's not gonna matter this week. I'm taking the Eagles over the Bucks.
I'm taking the Eagles. I'll take the Eagles.
We in trouble. Everybody picking the Eagles. No. All right. First 4:00 game. This is important to one Mr. Box. The New England Patriots are traveling to I'm about to say Candlestick Park. That is not correct.
It is not correct, sir.
Where are y'all playing it?
We're playing at home, but it's not Candlestick Park, sir. We don't play there anymore.
I know. What's the name of your stadium, sir?
Now you done made me forget the name of my own
Levi
stadium.
Stadium. And
Yeah,
Levi
Levi
Stadium.
Stadium. Now you done made me forget my own stadium name. Dang.
I got to tell you your stadium. I was playing. It's my fault. So the least I can do is fix it. Levi Stadium to play the 49ers. 49ers.
Yes. We better win this game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Coach,
You can pass the torch.
that means 49ers, y'all. All right. We got the Washington Commanders, the NFC East division leading, thanks to having a a division win over the Giants. And we haven't played it by division yet, versus the Arizona Cardinals. You know what? I'm going to give Jaden Daniels some love, and I'm going to say he's learning how to spread that ball around a little bit as well as run it. And I'm going to go Commanders in a tight game to win on the road against Arizona. Even though they're going to give us some big plays to Marvin Harrison Jr., but they still should win a game.
I think Call of Duty's getting ready to come out here soon. Colin Murray's probably been online looking at preview videos and stuff. I'm taking Commanders.
I'm beating Lone Wolf right here. I'm taking the Cardinals at home. I'm gonna take the Cardinals at home.
That's fair. All right. Then we have the NFL/Kansas City Chiefs going to play the Chargers. This is not technically a primetime game, but it's in LA. So I'm going to go Chargers because the refs, I believe, won't help as much because this is a non-primetime game.
I'm going to go with the fact that Justin Herbert is questionable, may not play in this game. And even if he did, I just don't see them beating the Chiefs. It's probably going to be a bunch of Chiefs fans in the stadium because nobody in LA goes to the games.
I'm going to take the Chiefs as well. I'm taking the Chiefs as well.
Lone Ranger, I'll take that. Again, I'm probably the one that's wrong. We have the Browns versus the Raiders. Any other week, I pick the Browns. Even though the game is in Vegas. Any other week, I pick the Browns. Vegas just lost to the worst team in the NFL, and they got to be pissed off. And their coach is Debo from Friday. The Raiders better come out here and win the game, or it's going to be some problems in that locker room. The door might get closed, the cameras might go out, and everybody might come out swole up after that. So I'm going to go Raiders.
I mean, they might be angry, but I'll tell you what else they're what else they are. Without Devontae Adams or Max Crosby, I'm going Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Cleveland as well. I like Cleveland's defense. This is a good opportunity for that. Also for Cleveland offense to get going. So yeah, I'm taking Cleveland to win this game.
All right, then we got the
Bills.
Bills.
Going, you must be running the football because I have zero faith in Deshaun Watson at this point.
We've got the Buffalo Bills traveling to the newly 1-2 Baltimore Ravens. 8:20 p.m. Sunday Night Football. I know Buffalo been looking good. People been questioning Baltimore. Baltimore ain't playing no games. They need to win this game too. And they're going to win it. I'm going Baltimore.
Agreed.
I'm going Baltimore.
All right. Then we got the Titans at the Dolphins Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Tell me you don't want people to watch the 7:30 game on Monday night without telling me you don't want people to watch the 7:30 game on Monday night. I'm going to go Miami because they're at home, but neither one of these teams have a viable NFL quarterback right now. Dolphins have more weapons. The problem is getting the ball to those weapons. The Titans, I just don't know. You might get some yards, but they just I'm going Dolphins by a smidge. They're both bad.
Let
A
me
smidge.
let me see who I'm picking. Titans.
I'm going Dolphins. I'm going Dolphins.
Just
Now,
flip a coin, man. Don't even matter.
an actual game is happening at 8:15 on Monday, September 30th. So that's 7:30. For me, I would rather watch the pre-show than watch that early game. But I'll be doing Monarchs of Wrestling either way, so I'll be talking wrestling till 8. But 8:15, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Detroit Lions. I'm gonna go Lions at home in this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle were to win this game. So let's say Lions, and I'm putting it on upset alert. Seattle could definitely win this game.
I'm going Lions 100% all day long. I don't believe in Seattle yet.
I'm going Lions.
Shocking. The NFC West opponent doesn't believe in their team. Another team in the division.
I'm going Lions as well.
Fair enough. All right, good people. So we have completed the totality of what we wanted to come on here and discuss with y'all good people tonight. Now we do have some picks, so we're gonna go through those real quick. So some picks and a couple of notes, because that's how we do. So just going back, it's a bit. All right, so Damien says, take away the darn kickoff rule. They're not going to do that, Damien. They love it. Neighbors looking good for a crappy team, at least. Robinson is looking pretty good, too. And I set him on my bench because I wasn't sure about Devontae. I was hoping he might be able to play. The Neighbors put up what he put up. And I was like, hey! But too late. He wouldn't have had a good of a game if I played him anyway. Anthony says, Vegas, we need to talk. Cowboys sold the spread by that missed field goal. It is what it is. Damien says, who's worse, DJ or Bryce Young? Bryce Young at least made it to the league, so DJ got to be worse. Damien picks the Saints. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, yo, appreciate you for tuning in with us every week. Damien, as well as Daniel Berry Sports, as well as Big AP. Damien picks a tie. Then Damien says, Dalton is undefeated against the Raiders, which is shocking. So there you go. Another little statistical thing to point out there about that specific matchup. Tie, darn it, tie. All right. So I think he wants the Panthers to tie for some reason. All right, then we got he picks the Steelers in that matchup. Then he says, well, we got to bring up the Bears game. He's a Bears fan. Rams by 40, I quit. That's a lot. He also says Eberflus and Waldron better get fired if we lose. Another example of guys that shouldn't even still have their job. Damien also picks the Bucks. AP asked about the Eagles game. Will we have Smith or Brown? We definitely won't have Smith. It's a possibility we may have Brown, but even without those guys, we should beat Tampa Bay. We do have Saquon Barkley, who should have a big game. Damien picks the Pats upset. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. I'm shocked that those words even came out of his mouth. And that's Damien we're talking about. If you watch the show, you know Damien, wow. Damien picks Washington. Damien says Murray playing Fortnite. I think it's about his nap time, too. So that could affect his play as well. Damien picks the Chiefs. And he picks another tie. And he picks the Bills. He picks another tie. And he picks the Seahawks. Damien wants a lot of ties this week. But hey, we can all dream. We all should have dreams and hopes. So, Coach Dante, getting ready to get up out of here. Any last words?
Oh man, any last word? Appreciate y'all for bringing me on. It'll be a good weekend this weekend. And hey, appreciate y'all.
Stay tuned. Me and Coach Dante got something we cooking right now. Stay tuned. Box, any last words?
No, man, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit this week, man. Just thoughts and prayers for people dealing with the effects of the storm. I know some people,
Mhm.
houses got torn up, people without power, all that good stuff. So, just thoughts and prayers to everybody that's still dealing with that.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So you know me, two things to tell you. Make sure you tell 4 people who you think are your friends and may not be, and also 4 people who aren't your friends, who are not so fond of you. Just because they may or may not like you doesn't mean they won't like us. And also, it's never where you start, good people. It's always where you finish. And with that being said, we are out for the night like a light. We'll see you back next week.